Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the stream. I'm actually a minute late. I was over here reading the chat and trying to respond to some of you guys in there. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's been a great month. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the cave camp from last night's video. I had a blast filming that one. The video itself isn't doing all that well statistically, but I'm not super surprised considering the length of it. And we live in the TikTok era where people's attention spans are absolutely horrible these days. But it is what it is. I loved it. And I know that you guys, my core audience, are going to love that. But we've got some more stuff coming up. I didn't film any of it, but I finally got new tires put on the truck. Just got that done today. It definitely needed those before winter. So stoked on getting that done. And I got a new mattress for the truck that came in the mail today. So it probably won't be Sunday's video because I don't have time to get that done. At least I don't think I do. Maybe if I really kicked it in gear, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to for sure rebuild the bed and put a new cabinet and like redo some of the stuff up in there. So we'll get to that. And the mattress, I think, is like an inch thicker. So hopefully it's not too much because there isn't a lot of headroom in there. But anyways, also thanks to you guys that purchased all the merch. We filled quite a few orders. The Halloween stickers sold out within the first like 3 hours, I think, something like that. So that's awesome. I know some of you guys are disappointed that you didn't get them, but those holiday stickers are going to remain limited. So you got to be watching the videos when they come out to get on top of those. We may have a Thanksgiving one. We will for sure have a Christmas sticker. So make sure you're watching for that stuff. It'll, I don't know exactly when those will be released, probably a week or so before the holiday. So anywho, and then we're still working on hoodies. We didn't get those done in time. So we might have those for like the very end of November. If not, it'll be early December. So anywho, yes. Yeah, thanks guys for enjoying that cave video. That was a blast. That one guy, yeah, I didn't do any Halloween costume this year. I know the last few years I have picked something up. I've been busy. Did not get that done in time, but maybe we'll try that next year. I really want to get my spot set up in the basement so I can either do lives down there or get this area out here a bit more decorated. And I'm going to try not to run the heater in the garage all winter because it does definitely raise the heating bill. So we may end up moving to the basement anyways because it's going to get chilly out here. Denise, I don't have a trash panda suit unless there's something in here. I don't have any of that. The only thing I had was the Ted outfit, but I ended up giving that to the homie Greg, and he's worn that for a few Halloweens, taking his kids out. No paper towel holder. Do I have a paper towel holder? I don't know. All right. Have to dress like Santa for Christmas, maybe. We'll see. But let's go ahead and get into a package over here. Let me go ahead and grab this one just because I know exactly what it is because it says right on the box. So this is an underbody, like underglow kit for your vehicle. These were super popular back in the day. And this one, I'm sure, is for the van. This came from Kevin S., and he's out in Nebraska here. I met Kevin a few weeks ago at a gas station. If you guys are following me on Instagram, crazy_Quady on Instagram, I posted a story of that. So you had to have seen it in the first 24 hours or whatever. But I talked to him for a while and I sat in his truck and listened to his stereo. He had a huge subwoofer in the backseat of his truck. And this was right before I released the van video on the new graphics. And I showed him a picture since I had already picked the van up. And I told him that I was planning to put Underglow under there because I think it would be really cool. And then lo and behold, like a week later, this showed up in the mail. So I appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks for sending this in. we'll go ahead and pop this open just so you guys can see what it is, because I'm excited for this. Ooh, I don't have a knife. Let me grab a knife. So we're gonna have some old school Underglow vibes, but these are LEDs and it says million color, so I should be able to change the color. Back in the day, you just had to buy whatever color you wanted, and I'm pretty sure that was all you got. So, so it'll be cool, and I'm curious if these will if you can do a like rainbows or fades or whatever. It'll be interesting, dude. I'm kind of stoked to get these on here. Maybe this would be the next video, but considering the cave video isn't doing the hottest, and I know that when I work on stuff, those videos never perform the greatest. I need to probably try to get a camping video out anyways. But Harry Jim, thanks for the donation. Good Halloween video this year. Funds for next year. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, Jim. I don't know if I'm really going to be able to show you much. It's just LED strips. I assume there's a controller and whatnot in here. But we'll figure out how to get these things mounted under the van. And it'll be pretty rad. Oh, there's a couple of them in here. So yeah, they're just big LED strips. They should be waterproof or whatever, and they've got plenty of cordage. They'll all plug into some sort of controller that's mounted inside, I'm sure. And then I'll be able to turn them off and on. So I'm really excited for these. Thank you, Kevin, for sending these in. It's going to be pretty dang cool. I think this stuff is kind of making a comeback, honestly. But it was really big in the late 90s, early 2000s. Can I get her back in the box? Nick's weather. Love the cave video. Expect dry conditions this week. Yeah, we haven't got much rain. Temps in the 50s, lower 60s, and 30s and 40s. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get some rain because I know you guys love the weather videos, like the rain videos. Statistically on the channel, anything with inclement weather does better. So I wish I could control the weather and get more of those for you guys, but sadly I cannot. But we got some dang Underglow for the van. Stoked on this. Thank you, Kevin. Go ahead. Set that up there over yonder. Shablam. What brand are they? LED glow. Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody. Julian, should be a new video Sunday night. I upload every Thursday and Sunday, unless I screw up and don't get a video done in time. But typically every Thursday and Sunday at 6, or maybe a little after if the video isn't done in time. So it is Killer Cola. I pretty much stick to this one and the lime one. Every once in a while, if I'm out, I'll get the what is it? It's like the blueberry tea one is really good, but pretty much these two. Sunday, yeah. Adaptive Outdoors. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. Dave Phillips, what's up from Ohio, man? Thanks for tuning in. Grady Cooper, we're not going to boof it. Man, where is my boof cup? I don't even know where that is, dude. So much stuff got packed away in the move. I feel like even some of the things that you guys have sent in have been packed in a box, and I just haven't gotten to it. So I'm sorry for that. Be that one. There's a theme song in your videos. I will have to check that out. Let me see if I can actually look that up right now. See if I can find your channel. All right, we gotta jam it.
He's got a coffee cup and a wild old plan, rolling down dirt roads in that Chevy van. Camera on the dash, sunrise on his face, out where the stars still on the place.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Campfire crackling, grills on low, truck bed set up, stealing the show from city lights to forest shade. He's living life the crazy Quady way. Crazy Quady man, he's the real deal. Truck camping, van camping, chasing that thrill. From mountain highs to riverside nights, he's got freedom burning in his tail light. You can keep your hustle, keep your pay. He's living life the crazy Quady way.
This is awesome.
He's got that camp stove singing a tune underneath the desert moon. Rain or shine, he's out to roam. Every dirt trail feels like home. Cool as a breeze through pine trees tall. He's the king of calm. He's seen it all. Click that like, 'cause he's here to stay. Yeah, he's living life the crazy Quady way. Crazy Quady man, he's a real deal. Truck camping, van camping, chasing that thrill. From mountain highs to riverside nights, he's got freedom burning in his tail light. You can keep your hustle, keep your pay. He's living life the crazy Quady way.
This is awesome.
Some say he's crazy, I say he's free. Doing what most of us dream to be. No clock to punch, no boss to please. Just a tank of gas and a back row breeze.
I might start crying.
Crazy Quady roll that reel. Show us that sunset, make it real. From backwoods trails to the break of day, you're showing the world a better way. Yeah, campfire soul never fades away. Keep on living the crazy Quady way. So here's to the man with a van and a view. Crazy Quady, this song's for you.
That was awesome. Thank you for that. Definitely give that one a thumbs up. We'll download that right now. And I'm going to copy that link. See if I can share that at least to my Facebook. Yeah, I teared up a little bit in there, y'all. All right. Well, thank you for the song, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, we might have to use that in the videos if you're good with that. That might have to be like the outro song or even the intro song. Maybe I'll use that in the next one. I don't know. That's rad, dude. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right. Oswald from Germany, thanks for tuning in. Judy Whatmore from Australia, thanks for tuning in. Bentleyville up by Duluth. I've been through Duluth a few times. I don't think I've ever filmed there. Notorious DBC1. You could do it, man. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. All right. Let's get into another package. We've got a letter here. Let's open this up. Could have moved my table back a little bit farther. Adaptive Outdoors. I did not. I mean, I was living on hopes and dreams, and it worked. You know, it's been awesome to be able to go out and do all of this stuff. You know, regardless of how long this lasts. You know, some people are like, "Oh, you're just wasting your time," but it's like, you know, even if it's 5 years, you know, we've been doing it 5 years. So let's say even if it only lasts 10 years or whatever, you know, how many people stay in a job that long anyways? Just be able to go out and do this stuff for that amount of time is wild. And to be able to share with you guys all the experiences and show you places that you'll never get to see in person is also amazing. So your guys' support is what allows me to do this. And like, it's hard to even put into words. I'm going to start, might start tearing up. It's hard to put into words, like what you guys have allowed me to do. It's awesome. And I appreciate every one of you guys that are watching the videos. So and buying the merch, I gotta just wholeheartedly say thank you to you guys for all of this. You're letting me live my dreams. So yeah. Hans N, thank you for the donation. Happy Halloween to you. We've got another one down here. Bethany Gonzalez used towards a date night with Lady Quady. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We just got back from picking up my truck and we stopped and had dinner at Perkins. So we had some breakfast for dinner, but we'll definitely put that to date night. Thank you for that. I keep trying to get her out and go play some mini golf, but the last couple times we've gone by the place, they've been closed. All right. Mike, I've been watching your channel for a while now. Love your content. Think you're crazy with a lot of the hot sauce. Haha. I've got a newer channel myself and plan on doing some camping videos next year. I'm out your way for a lot of work, always looking to run into you somewhere. I stop at Loves and Valley often, been by the Quasar Drive-In, but get lodged in Council Bluffs for work. Keep up the awesome videos. Here are a couple of stickers from my channel. If you guys want to check him out, the gray bearded prepper. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Like I've always said, if you guys see me out at camp, don't hesitate to stop and say hello. Usually I got some stickers with me that I can give you guys. Eric Trenton, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Happy Halloween to you. Cheers. Harry Jim, what color Pendleton blanket were you looking at for the van? Something with blue is what I was looking for. But I feel like that stuff is just entirely too expensive. All right. This one, you can kind of see what it is. So we got to go ahead and just pop this one open. The Dope Few, you got a 98 U150. Awesome, man. Should be a solid rig. I do enjoy the van. This doesn't have a note or anything who it's from, but this is like one of those, I think it goes like on a garden. I don't know. It's meant to be like hung up on a little flag thing, but that's pretty awesome. Definitely got to embrace the chaos. You know, chaos in life is what brought me here. So thank you to whoever set this one in. I don't know if we're going to be able to like hang this up somewhere. Dang old dang. Maybe we could do this. Stick it in the crack. Bam, there we go. Maybe that'll just end up in the van somewhere, hung up. We'll see. LCG 503, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Morty 2195, awesome, man. Glad I could inspire you. Happy camping. Blue Jays or Dodgers? I don't watch sports ball. There's no sports ball I'm really interested in. I'll go watch a game here and there, like if I can go watch something live or whatever in a stadium or whatnot, just because the vibe is usually good for that stuff. But I don't follow any sports. Everything I like has engines. I'll watch drag racing all day. Like I watch every video that Cletus McFarland puts out. Not only are they awesome videos, but he is a local guy. He came from right here in Nebraska. So to see him going out and doing what he's doing, and right now he's got that big turboprop airplane, and he's been flying down to Jamaica and back, delivering people and supplies down there. So to see him using what he has, using his resources to help everybody is really cool. I'm not quite there yet on the airplane, but it's very inspiring to see what he does. So I love cars and racing and all that kind of stuff. Like pretty much all I watch on YouTube is like 99% of it is car content. Like I can't tell you honestly the last time I've watched a camping video, but that's what I enjoy going out to do. And I think what a lot of YouTube is people enjoy watching the stuff that they're maybe not able to do or don't get to do as often as they'd like. And I don't have any drag cars, so it's something that I enjoy watching other people do. But yeah, Cleet is definitely a hero. He's an inspiration to everybody. Roadkill is awesome, Anthony. I follow Freiberger now. It's sad to see that whole thing got canceled, but he's out there making awesome videos now. If you're not following his channel, and like I love what he does because he's going out and he's seeing the history of things in a lot of his videos and doing that road trip type of stuff. It would be cool to see him doing a little bit more of the camp action in the content, but that's not really what his stuff is about at this point. But I do love his stuff. Dave Phillips, I haven't been to a truck or tractor pull in a long time, but I definitely love to go watch one of those. I've seen a few as a kid. Like I really want to get down to Florida to the Freedom Factory and watch one of the events down there. And I've thought about, I don't know if we get it done this coming year or something, but trying to buy a car and like participating. And he does what was it even called? Like he did the Nissan Altima race. To be able to do that would be amazing. But I'd be so heartbroken if I went and spent, it's going to cost a few $1,000s to buy a car that's going to run in the race. Then I've got to get a trailer and drag it all the way to Florida, which is going to cost a lot of money in the truck, driving that down there. But that would be an amazing experience. I'd love to build a little drag car because we do have I-29 Speedway, which is fairly close to me. That is only an 8-mile track, but we'll see, man. I'd love to get into doing stuff like that. The bummer is, like, I know a lot of you guys are here for the camping videos, and some of you are here specifically for the truck or the van and don't necessarily watch the other ones. I know that there's a lot of you out there that really are into the videos for what I cook. So if I go do something like that, it's like, well, do I start a second channel or do I try to slowly integrate it into this one to get people to watch those videos? But if you change up your content like that severely, you could lose all of your audience. They just never watch anymore. But we got Lady Quady in the background. All right. The Dope Few, thank you for the donation. You're not broken spirit, and I appreciate it. Oop. And then we got another one here that I don't want to miss it. Here and there, love watching videos while van camping and filming my own. Hoping people will watch me watching you. Yeah, go check them out, guys. Thank you for the donation.
That song was cool.
Yeah, it was a good song.
He said he wrote it for you, but it's AI sung.
Ah, still a good tune.
Very cool. Yeah.
Jerry McCommon fishing for salmon in Oregon would be a good time. I am the content. Don't think it matters what I do. I have that hope also, but there's 100% people that only watch it for specific things. Like I posted pictures of the van on like some Facebook van groups, and there was people in the comments that watched the videos. And one guy even said, he's like, I love all the van videos. I don't really watch the truck ones though. Like people just have what they like. So, you got to understand that. I wish everybody watched every single video, but that's just not how it works. It's not how it works. And people move on to new creators or whatever. And so, you got to keep trying to grow the content and grow the channel, because people they'll move on. They'll move on to watching different people. So, and yeah, Harry Jim misses the Ford. So it's like, I know there was a lot of people that watched for the Ford videos that are no longer watching because that's not on the channel anymore. And I know there was a lot of people that watched for the beer reviews, and I'm not drinking right now. So I'm pretty sure 90% of those people aren't watching the content anymore. So that's just part of it, man. It just is what it is. You can't let it bring you down though. Dang, old dang. All right, let's get into another one. We have a package from Carol P out of Eugene, Oregon. And then some people watch for the hot sauce. Yeah, people have their own desires. I ain't mad about it. No letter in here. Oh, there's another package. Must have been too small for the label. Go in from the bottom. And Pit Viper likes the home renovation stuff. And those are usually some of the worst performing videos on the channel. See, everybody's got their own desires of what they want to see. So just something you gotta keep in mind, especially if you're gonna try to make content. Not everybody's gonna love what you do. We have got some Slap Your Mama seasoning. I have had some of this stuff before. It is great. Stephen Biz, I've been dropping some truck camping vids and are heavily inspired by Quady. Was hoping I could send a donation and shout out my channel. Appreciate it, Stephen. Yeah, go check out his channel, guys. All right. Hi, Crazy. Sending a spice to try. I like the name, Slap Your Mama. We use it in our gumbo. Thought it could be a new experience. Thanks for all the adventures. From Carol. Carol, I have had this before. But it is good stuff. And I think I went through the whole thing, or there may be some left in the truck. I'm not sure, but this will definitely get used. Thank you for this. Thanks to all you guys that watch all the videos. Yeah, I don't want to make it like, I hope it doesn't seem like I'm complaining about it. It's just, part of it is to make you guys understand, that's how it is across this genre of what you do. And especially for those of you that have thought about starting a channel or doing something like this, like you're never going to get all your audience to watch every video. It's just not how it works. So yeah, don't let that discourage you guys either. Like I said in the beginning, like the cave video is just not doing that well. I thought it would do a little bit better, but it's not a truck camping video, and it's not a van video, and it's a long video. So there's people that aren't going to click on it because of those separate reasons. But I know that there's a core audience of you guys out there that are going to watch all the content. And, sometimes I'm just doing it, most of the time I'm just doing it for myself and what I enjoy and what I want to do. Because if you're if you're just following your analytics to a T and being like, well, this is the one thing that everybody wants to see, and it's not necessarily what you want to do, then that's really where it becomes like that trudge and that kind of like, oh, I got to go out and do it. And it's like, if that's how this is, it's going to come across in the videos, obviously. Like I can't fake my excitement towards things. So I'm not an actor. So it's, you really got to enjoy what you're doing. And sometimes it just doesn't resonate with the audience like you thought it was going to. But Mike Tilson, enjoying the content from down the road in Lincoln. I enjoy watching both the truck and the van videos. See you in the next adventure. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate the donation. Paper Chaser, I'm glad you check out the movies too. Sergeant Zem. Yeah, everybody hit the like button if you're here. Do me a solid. As I always say, hit the like buttons if you're watching the videos. It helps a lot. You didn't want the bigger boxes. I think this one actually said on it what it was. Maybe. No, it doesn't. This is from Beaver. I don't know if this company sent this thing in or not, but we'll see what it is. This is, I think it's kind of a newer company, and I don't want to say like Amazon or whatever, but they sell all sorts of different things. Adaptive Outdoors. Think you'll do any hot tenting this winter time and get your money's worth out of it. Thank you for the donation. Definitely want to try to get out there and do some more of that this year. So we'll see. I might actually try doing it here in my yard, but it's a whole lot of setup. And the stove that I have works great, but I'm not thrilled on the stove pipe, because the way it all fits together, it's like multiple pieces that you slide together. You slide like the top one over the bottom instead of the other way around. So when you have that creosote that's dripping, it drips out all over the pipe. It should have been flipped, so it just went down in the pipe and burned. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I've thought about buying a bigger one or a better one, actually. So we'll see. But I definitely want to get out and do some more of that stuff. I keep telling myself I'm going to build a little camper for that. I don't know. You guys have seen the trailer that I put the motorcycle on. I think it would be cool to build something on the back of that, like something that's removable, because I still need to use a trailer as a trailer. But I would love to build something like that I could put a wood stove in, because I know people put them in the back of their trucks. There's, a few channels that have done that. I have no desire to put a wood stove in there, and I'm definitely not cutting a hole in the roof of this thing. Although Foresty Forest van with the stove in it is pretty awesome. If I had a different van, I'd consider it, but I'd love to have something like that with a wood stove in it. All right, see what this is. This, I can already tell what it is. Camp grill. This is like one of those. I used one of these at the cabin in Wisconsin a couple weeks ago. So this, let's see if I can just pop it all open here. Don't know if this dang knife is sharp enough. So this is like, you stick the stake in the ground next to your fire, and then this will slide over this. And I'm sure there's a little screw in here, and you can set this thing at any height you want, and it'll swing over and off your fire. These are pretty cool, especially if you don't have a good grill grate on what you're cooking on. And it came with a bag. Bags with these things are always great. So whoever sent this guy in, I appreciate it. There's no note, obviously. For all I know, the company sent this in, but let's go ahead and get her all unwrapped. Yeah, I've used these a few times. The homie Travis has got one that's like, it's a little compact one that you can, it's maybe a quarter the size of this one. This is cool. Did I miss it? There's got to be, oh, right here, duh. Bam, bam. So yeah, you just stick this guy down in the ground, and this screws in the back of here. Tighten it up. And you can adjust the height and wherever you want it at. Tighten that down. Bam, you've got a grill. Awesome. See how this fits in our bag. Gotta take the dang old screw out, or can I just screw it all the way in? If this doesn't fit with the screw in the back of it, it's going to be severely disappointing. So I'll just end up losing the dang thing when I need it. It's got some paint on the threads. Ugh. There we go, it fits. Get out of here. Sneaking Nature, you sent this in? I appreciate it. That's got to go in at an angle of dangler. Bam, bam. This is small enough that I should be able to like shove it underneath the back seat in the truck or something like that. So that'll work great. Thanks for that. Came with a user manual in case you can't figure it out. 16 by 16 inches. Jerry McCommon, I thought about that. I got to see if I can find something because it'd be just right where the stove clips over the pipe goes over the actual stove. So we'll see if I can find something for that because that would be the easiest thing to do. Lone Wolf 50 AE gifted 20 memberships. Hey, thanks for that, man. To the new members, enjoy your channel membership. Welcome to you guys. This is like a flask, I think. 90 Corrado Fox. When am I going to go east? You work for DNR at Patoka Lake in Indiana. Take you fishing and all that goodness. Don't know when I'm going to make it out there, but I will. I'll mark the spot down. What did you say? Patoka Lake. Added to my list of want to goes. Oh, right next to the Hoosier National Forest. Looks like a good area. And then just north of there, I can see Blue Spring Caverns Park. I'm going to go ahead and mark that one down too. Thank you. Appreciate it, Andrew. We'll see. I might make it out there. Morty 2195. What's my process for picking camping spots? I just look around on maps and find lakes or whatever. Like there's a video on here that I did probably like 3 years ago now, and I think it's called how to find camping spots or how I find camp spots or something. But 90% of the time I just search around on Google Maps. And if you're on maps and you just like hover over an area, like right now, I'm hovered over Louisville, Kentucky. Like, and if you just search camping, it'll bring up a bunch of places. Look at that. All those red dots are, I guess, are places that you can camp at near Louisville, Kentucky. That's the easiest way to do it, dude. I just search around on maps. And then when I find a place, like this one's called Glendale Campground, you can click on it, and then you got your pictures or whatever, and you can go in this little menu at the, where's it at? Right here, that like scrolling menu that's at the top, and you can click save, and you can add it to whatever list, like want to go, or you can star it. And then if you hit save, we're done. When you X out of that, it'll have a little green flag over it. So when you look at your maps, you can be like, oh, well, there's this spot over here and this spot over there. And I've got so many places marked down that I've never been to. And I just keep all my stuff marked. Like, it's just a mess on my map. But when you zoom in, you can see more. Like, this is just over Colorado and like New Mexico and whatever. And dude, I've got places marked down everywhere to go. Like there, and you can do hearts or whatever. Some of these, well, it's hard for you guys to see them. You can't see all of it, or you can't see all the hearts on there, but like I'm pretty sure all the hearts on this area of the map were spots that I stayed when I was coming back from California, and like, was that 2022, I think? So yeah, that's the easiest way to find stuff. Denise, I've camped in state forest before. Nebraska has like one that I've honestly never been to, and it's all hand planted. But I've camped in Colorado a few times. I camped at the top of like a foresty area. I think it was in Arizona. We're in the forest, and I've camped in the forest in Wisconsin. Like, there's quite a few places like that. Yeah. If you guys are new to the channel, there's, probably 300 and something truck camping videos from before I even got the van. If I could see that, let me look. So if you haven't seen all those, like, there's a lot of older videos that I've been to places like that you probably just haven't seen yet. Only 61 van videos, but for truck videos, there's 300 truck camping videos. A couple of those are probably informational stuff. Some of that is going to be like building things, but safe to say there's 275 nights of me sleeping in the back of that truck. So if you haven't seen the old stuff, scroll back and watch some old videos. All right. That is definitely a hot sauce. Maybe barbecue sauce. Freelance Foods bourbon barbecue sauce. Sweet, smoky, and spicy. I for sure thought that was going to be a hot sauce. No, there's no note in here. Scott Pierce. if I had to choose one, truck or van, they both serve a different purpose. You know what I mean? Like the van isn't four-wheel drive, and there's places that I've gone where you probably should have four-wheel drive. You know, it doesn't have the ground clearance the truck does, but it is probably more comfortable than the truck. There's more space to like move around, but there's less space inside for storage. You know, like all the stuff that's in the back seat of the truck would be right inside the van right here, you know, because you just have this little bit of space right there. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. You know, the truck isn't new anymore. It's 16 years old at this point, but it's, you know, that's 30 years old. So it's definitely newer, more creature comforts, you know, it can actually hold its speed going up a hill and stuff like that. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do. I really wish Chevrolet were still making the Express van and all-wheel drive. They stopped making the Express van, their current full-size van. They made that an all-wheel drive up to 2014. You could buy that from the factory all-wheel drive. And for whatever reason, they stopped doing that. If they still made an all-wheel drive Express van, I would probably do what I had to do to buy a new one. Just because there's so, you know, that's the reason why van life is so popular. Is there's just so much room in them, and you don't have to get out to get in the back. And if something happens and you need to leave, you don't have to get out of the back of the truck to get in the driver's seat. So it all depends on what you want to do. I love them both for their purposes. So I don't really, it'd be hard to pick a favorite one. The truck makes good noises. I'm always doing this the wrong way since I'm like on camera, but the truck makes good noises and it's got a lot of power. Sergeant Zim, thanks for the donation. Somebody in here crying about me? Yeah, don't listen to the haters, y'all. There's always going to be a few. The saddest part is people follow you on these platforms just because they don't like you. Like, they don't even know who you are. They might, I guess, but never met you, but they don't like you for whatever reason. Well, thanks for the sauce. Haters are all part of the game. And there was one, I can't remember who I was watching. It was a fishing channel at the time. And he said, he's like, I know a video is going to do really well after it's released if I get a lot of comments from people saying that they don't like it, or like if you get a lot of people disagreeing with what you're doing, because that means that YouTube is pushing it out to more people that aren't regularly watching your channel. So then they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, this guy sucks. And it's like, you're just sitting at home on your couch, dude. Why don't you try go doing it? So I just ignore these people. Talk designs. Is it possible as the creator to know what account has the most views? That's like watching me? No, that's like, I don't think you can, no, you can't look at it specifically like that. Like you get a lot of demographics, like what your age, what the age ranges of your higher viewers, male, female, or other, the locations like United States or Australia or whatever. I think you can maybe break it down by state. They give you a lot of good information, but you can't just see like which one person watches your videos the most. I think you can see like maybe if they comment a lot, like it'll say they're a top commenter or something when you go in there, but that's about it. Jen, appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Happy Halloween to you. Jesse, more raccoon content. Sadly, I'm not a raccoon whisperer. I can't just bring them in, but thank you for the donation. Predator's reminder not to touch your face. Yeah. I got to tell myself that a lot. Like when I'm eating spicy stuff and I know that I've got crap on my fingers, especially now with this mess of hair that I've got up here, because then I'm like trying to get it off my face or whatever. I got to remind myself not to do that. There, I'm Cousin It. Or was it Cousin It? What was the guy on the Addams Family with the hair all over his face? That's what I'll be for Halloween right there. What's up, guys? It's getting longer. Steve Williams got your stickers, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the order. Glad you're digging them. We're actually running through all those stickers pretty quickly. Should actually turn this around so you can see the dang old hat. And if you missed that stuff, guys, these hats are 25% off right now. I do think we priced them a little bit high. I'll be honest with you with that, but we weren't, that was the first run. We weren't sure what we were doing. So we'll probably keep the prices lower on these next run of hats, but I want to sell all these before we try to make any more. Brandon Z, we'll get hoodies. I mentioned in the beginning of the live that we didn't get those done in time. We should have some hoodies out like end of this month, end of November, early December. And I will be doing another limited edition sticker for Christmas for sure, and maybe one for Thanksgiving. And once again, those are going to be limited to 100 a piece. So you got to watch the videos and make sure you get on it right away when you see those come out.
18 beanies left. If anybody wants them, get them while they're still here.
My wife must have just packed a few orders. She said there's only 18 beanies left. So if you haven't ordered a beanie and you want one, you better get on it now.
That's only if Crazy Quady himself doesn't want more of them.
Oh yeah, I took one, so I had one. I usually try to keep a couple of these things for myself. So no, we'll just have to maybe order some more, order a new design or whatever. But yeah, only 18 left. John Ludwig, am I ready to plow snow? No, I am not. But my wife did say that my father-in-law is probably going to bring the tractor down that he picked up for us maybe next week. He's working on harvest and he helps some of the neighboring farmers harvest. So once they get all that stuff finished up, he's going to bring the tractor down. And it's an old Farmall. I might be able to even show you guys a picture from he found it on Facebook Marketplace and it needed a bit of work, but he picked it up. It's a Farmall 400 with a Quaker Super K loader on it. You guys, the pictures on Facebook weren't the greatest, but that's what I'm going to have to move snow this year and hopefully do a little bit of other farm work. So yeah, it's an old tractor. And the bummer part, that's all the pictures. Or no, there's more. No, it's just the engine. Oh, there's a better picture of the whole thing. So I'm going to get me a tractor. And he said we can use it as long as we want or whatever. He loves tractors. He's probably, God, I don't even know how many he's got at this point, but he buys old tractors and tinkers around with it and fix them up. I think he might have like 6 or 7 tractors or something like that. So he found that one for us. I really want to say they only made those for like 2 or 3 years. And yeah, it's like mid or late 50s, 1950s. So it'll be cool. But I got to kind of clean up more of that area. If you guys watch the videos and me putting the shelves up, Greg did come pick up his motorcycle. And then he still needs to come grab his mower out of my shed so I can put this mower in the shed. And then I'm going to have to put the tractor in here because my father-in-law does not want the tractor sitting outside. He's worried the squirrels are going to eat the wires because he's had issues with that up at his place. But we'll see. It'll be an experience. I've driven tractor a few times, but I'm not efficient with it. So hopefully I don't run into the house. But that'll definitely help with other stuff that I need to do around here. And even like we've wanted to get more gravel for the driveway, but I don't have a good way to spread gravel and stuff like that. So it'll definitely help. We'll see if I don't know if the 3-point hitch on the back works. We'll have to see if that all works appropriately. And I'll see if I can find myself a box scraper, because that'll be much easier to use as opposed to the bucket to try to move stuff around. We've got ourselves a hat here. Is there a note? Did I miss it? None of these have normally there's a packing slip that even tells you what it is. There's nothing in here. It says, stay trashy. There's a trash panda on there. Dang old dang. See if I can put this guy on. Pacific Northwest got yourself a couple of stickers in the mail. There we go. It doesn't fit my fat head very well. Maybe it's not tight enough. Thank you for the donation. Bam. You gotta stay trashy, folks. Harvey from Chicago, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in as always. Brock, do a seafood boil in one of the vids. I did something. Was it a shrimp boil or something? In a camp, what is the name of the dang thing that was sent in? Can cooker pot. So I've done that once, I think. But I keep telling myself I need to do like a lobster tail or something like that. And then I go to the grocery store and I see the prices on some of that stuff. I'm like, no, I'm good. Where are the dang ramen noodles at? But we might have to try that out. Justin Henry, man, what's up? Rear engine shop, we need a Shablam sticker. We might be able to do that. Dang old dang. Need to see if I can get a sticker with my face on it or something. Do dang old dang like that. We'll get some more stickers out. I'll probably start doing more stickers that aren't like I'll just randomly put a sticker out or whatever, and it won't be on this big merch drop deal. But I'm still new to doing this stuff and selling merch or whatever. That was only, the last one was only our second drop. And there's, with all the stuff that goes into it and whatever, it takes some effort to do. We've spent quite a few hours packing orders already, so it takes some effort. Big Al 5190, no trick-or-treaters out here, no. Chad, be good. Sticker of a dryer and a cast iron bed. You really wanted to see that happen, huh? Brock, why not get a four-wheeler with a blade on the front? I mean, that would be nice. We were talking about different things. I looked at some tractors, and then I also have thought about, instead of that, trying to find a used skid steer, skid loader, or whatever, because you can get all sorts of different attachments for that kind of stuff. It'd be nice to be able to have something that I could put a stump grinder on, because I've got so much tree work out here to do, and there are existing stumps of stuff that has been cut down that those need to be taken out. So really, I need to be able to use something that's got a stump grinder and the power and more, the gearing to do that type of stuff. As fun as it would be to have a four-wheeler, I don't think that would be the best for that type of work. And like with the tractor, that tractor that my father-in-law picked up, I'd have to figure out how to do it. But we can run a generator off the PTO on that thing and make electricity for the house if the power goes out. Park the tractor outside and just crank it up, and boom, then we got power for the house. So there's good uses for stuff like that. Everything is going to have its own pluses and negatives, but Yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool to have a four-wheeler. If I was going to go that route, I'd probably try to find a side-by-side instead of a four-wheeler. And then me and my wife could cruise it around on the gravel roads and whatnot. But yeah. Will It Burrito t-shirt. Yeah, I need something with like I need a box scraper and stuff for the back. And I've already looked at three-point hitch mounted stump grinders. Those are pretty reasonably priced, so I'll need to find something like that. And yeah, there's just a lot of different stuff to do. And then, I can get forks for the bucket so I can move some stuff around if I need forks for that. So, you're not going to be able to do that with a four-wheeler. And you can split wood with a PTO. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff you could do like that. Here and there with Heath, it's 4.5 acres. And basically, except for where the house is sitting, it is completely covered in trees. And so it needs a lot of these are bigger, older trees. There's a lot of down stuff already, and some bigger ones have fallen down out there. So it needs a lot of tree work. So I need something that can put in some heavy work. 90 Corrado Fox, yeah, side by side like a Ranger would be nice. I wouldn't. It'd be cool to have a Razor with all the turbo noises and stuff like that. But I need something that does work, not something with a little dump tray on the back would be nice. Yeah, but a skid steer, like if I had to pick between anything, a tractor or a side by side or a skid steer, I would probably pick a skid steer because the amount of attachments you can run on those, and then pretty much I'm between the two biggest cities in the state. Dang. We've got multiple rental companies out here, so I could rent any kind of attachment I needed for that skid steer and run one of those. But if you guys know prices for equipment like that, it's not cheap. And even used stuff is not cheap. So I have a hard time spending that kind of money because I look at something like that, like, man, I could buy a hot rod for that kind of money. I could get myself another van or another truck or a new motorcycle, but you got to have stuff like that if you're going to live out here. So it's part of the equation. Gentees, yeah, it's having some property takes a lot of effort to keep up, and we really haven't done much. We moved in and we've been chilling out. All I got is a newer mower, and that was because the old one that came with the house took a dump. So it's all part of it. You got to have the funds to do that stuff. So some of it's slow going. It just is what it is. But I wouldn't trade living out here for anything else. Russell Brooks camp in a cornfield for Thanksgiving. Well, all the cornfields are going to be taken down. They've already taken everything out on that whole side of the property across the road. There's still some corn in the ground, but everything else has been harvested. There is an old truck camping video of me. I think it's called Truck Camping in a Freshly Harvested Cornfield. That one is probably, I think that was like a 4 or 5 years ago. That came out on Halloween. So we're right around Halloween time. That looks like some spicy hot sauce. Yeah, none of these have any information in them. You guys aren't sending any notes. Battery powered push mower. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much faster a zero turn is, man. If you can get a zero turn mower, if you guys can afford to get one of those, absolutely recommend it. You'll never look back. They do make those in battery operated. I think it might be the Easy Go brand or something like that. You can get battery operated zero turns, but a zero turn mower, man, I wouldn't want to get anything else after that. I was looking at the little tractor style mowers because that's what was out here. You can pick those up pretty cheap, but I went with a zero turn, and it's a game changer. It's so much faster. You can just maneuver around everything so much easier. They're absolutely worth it. All right. We've got Satan's Blood Extreme. I'm guessing this is a spicy sauce. That is wild looking. 2 million Scoville chili extract. Look at that bottle. It's like a little genie bottle or something with like a cork popper on the top. Keep away from children, extremely hot, not a hot sauce. It's a food additive. So don't use this as a hot sauce. Yeah. Check that out. That's kind of wild. That's a cool bottle though. And that is glass. I don't know what to put this in. Like add a drop of this to our chili. In it, it's thick. Like blood, dude. That's wild. Well, thank you for that. That's gonna be a different one. I don't want to knock that off the table. Don't do it. Cheers, y'all. Put a drop on my tongue? No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to do that right now. If Lady Quady's out there listening, though, you could bring me another liquid death. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to put a drop of that on my tongue right now. That would not be an enjoyable experience. Yeah, put it in a pot of chili or something would be good. Although I do kind of feel like I should put it like maybe dip a toothpick in there and just taste it so you kind of get an idea for it, but I'm good on that for right now. Carolina Reapers are no joke. Yeah, I've had a few of that. It just says chili extract and red wine vinegar and polysorbate 80, which is probably some sort of preservative. Manufactured by Sauce Crafters out of River Beach, Florida. You can find it at saucecrafters.com. Avoid any and all contact with skin and body parts. Keep away from children. You want to take a shot of this?
No.
Good? Thank you. Spicy stir fry would be good. The wife's loving the new Rav. In fact, like when we had the car, she would make me drive all the time. And now it's like, I'd like to drive this, but she wants to drive all the time, which is fine with me. But she's digging it. I dig it. It's nice. Definitely not as fun to drive around. I loved that little Scion. Absolutely loved that car, which is on Woodhouse Ford's Omaha website. If you guys want to buy our old car. But yeah, I'm truly digging the Rav. It's nice. I can lay in the back of it. So we are definitely going to steal it for a video at some point. Hey, it's the weekend. Maybe I should try to do that tomorrow. That could be the next video, camping in the RAV4. We might have to do that. We'll see. And then I could kind of show a walk around and show it in the video, I suppose. Yep. That might be the next video. Thanks for that, guys. Gave me a good idea. Jacob Hamilton. She does have a couple of single sisters, but gosh, I think I can't even remember. One of them, I would say it wrong. I'd probably offend her if she's watching, but I think one of them's like early 50s and one of them is maybe 60 at this point. Quite a bit older than she is. Jess was the baby of the family, although she's a few years older than I am. I don't know off the top of my head what the age difference is. She'd have to chime in if she's watching or whatever out there. She's got to be because she brought me a drink. Morty, I don't know if I can lay perfectly flat back there. When you fold the seat down, there is like a little bit of an angle in the floor, but it's not bad. Like if I put my mattress in there, it would be fine. But I might have to do like the night that I stayed in the Scion, I'll have to check. Might have to have something that kind of comes off the front of the seat. But if I laid in there at an angle, it'd be like in the van. And I could probably just use the area that's in the back with the seats folded down. And it came with the rubber floor and like the rubber mats that go on the back of the seat instead of just the carpet, they stick on there. So it's pretty nice. No window covers or anything though. Here, what do we got here? So this is from Duluth, Minnesota. There's no name on it. Maybe there's a note in here though. This looks to be some cassette tapes for the van. Here's some tunes for your van. I don't know what you like. Well, I hope you enjoy. Adam from Duluth, Minnesota. We have the Beach Boys. Shablam. I'll jam that for sure. I didn't even bust my tapes out this year because those got packed away. I honestly don't even know where they're at this point. But I've got quite a few tapes, actually. We've got some Jeff Healey Band, Hell to Pay. I can't say I've ever heard of the Jeff Healey Band. Maybe there's probably some popular song that I've never heard of. We have some Tim McGraw, dang old dang Tim McGraw. My wife will like that. She grew up listening to country music. I'll jam it. And then U2, the Joshua Tree. I've never been in love with U2, but they play them on the radio or whatever. I don't mind them at all. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. That's a good one. With or Without You is a good one. And that's probably the only ones that I know of. And they're on here. Oh, Where the Streets Have No Name. That's a decent one. But we'll jam these for sure. Thank you for these, Adam. I appreciate it. It's nice to have some tapes for the band. And like the cool thing about these is you never know how long they're going to last. And yeah. Oh, this is Beach Boys Christmas. Dude, my wife is going to dig this. She's probably going to be jealous that she doesn't have a tape deck in her RAV4. Because she was mad. What were we talking about the other day? She loves Christmas music. And she had like, I don't know, I think she had Pandora Premium for a while. So she could download a bunch of Christmas music. And now she doesn't have it anymore. Because it was my Pandora Premium or something. I got rid of that. And I just use YouTube Premium now. If you guys didn't know, with YouTube Premium, not only do you get to watch YouTube with no advertising, no ads are on it, and we as creators, we still get YouTube Premium revenue, so it doesn't go against us, but you can download videos. So like if you want to watch a video while you're offline, you can do that. YouTube does have a movies tab, so there's movies all over YouTube, so you get to watch those without ads. And then there you also get the YouTube Music app, which is just like Pandora or Spotify or whatever. And you get that with no ads. You can listen to full albums and you can download the music off there so you can listen to it offline. So if you guys haven't ever checked out YouTube Premium, I'd say it's worth it. For me, I don't like to watch much ads. So to be able to watch videos without any kind of ad interruptions is great. And then I think it's for YouTube Premium users only. I might be wrong. I guess somebody can chime in. But, if you're watching a video and somebody's like, and today's sponsor is blah, 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 and they go into their 90-second video sponsor, YouTube recognizes that and you can just push forward and it'll skip over their whole sponsor spiel. So it's really nice. So yeah, if you guys, if you've never thought about using YouTube Premium, I'm not here trying to sell stuff for the company or whatever, but in my opinion, it's absolutely worth it because you get completely ad-free. You can download stuff and you can use the YouTube Music app, which is nice. But anyways, Adam, thanks for the tapes. I appreciate it. here and there with Heath, that's just the shipping cost. That's standard shipping rates. We have no say in how much any of that shipping costs. We use the post office typically, or you can choose UPS or whatever. It's all weighed on a scale down to the ounce, and it's standard shipping rates. So it is what it is. If we were selling quite a bit more product, we've thought about doing free shipping or free shipping if you order, X amount of dollars per order. But as the small company that we are sending stuff out, we are not there yet to be able to do that and still have enough of a profit to reinvest it into the next run of merchandise. So it's got to be profitable in order to make this stuff work. But we don't get any of the profits from shipping expenses. Those come out and those go directly to the post office or whatever. We have a label printer downstairs. So when we go through the orders and we print a label, we have to purchase that like right at that moment, purchase that label, and then it gets put on there, and then, we can take it to the post office or whatever. So that's just entirely based on probably your location is going to make a difference. And that's just what standard shipping rates are for those packages. So, DJ Buckendall, I've never done a video on Day of the Dead, but that would be interesting. It'd be cool to actually go to Mexico for that. Pack NW, it's a 1995. That's the last year of that body style for the G10 and G20. G10 is a half ton, G20, which I have, is a 3/4 ton. And they made a G30, which is a 1-ton van with 8 lugs. This is a 5 lug or whatever. And you could get the G30 through 1996. And so that was it. This body style as van was the longest running body style Chevrolet ever produced for one single period of time. I think they started in the 70s with this body style, and it ran all the way to 1996 for the 1-ton. And then they switched to the current Chevrolet Express, and they've been making that van, other than like a basic facelift on the front. Other than that, the van has been exactly the same since 1996. So the van does not have a CD player. It's got a tape deck in it, which is why I just got the tapes in the mail. I don't plan to change that out anytime soon. I do typically use like you get those little Bluetooth transmitters that it plugs into the old cigarette lighter in here, which I do actually have the little push button cigarette lighter in there. And I just Bluetooth to that, and then that transmits over a radio station. So I can listen to whatever I want off my phone and get maps or whatever, and it plays over the speakers. But it's a 30-year-old stereo. It doesn't sound the greatest, but it's also got a good vibe to it. Like you put on some old like 70s or 80s, like you put on Led Zeppelin in the thing and crank it up or something. It's just like it sounds great because it sounds like it should have or whatever. It's might be not the right way to explain it, but the crappy speakers definitely are period correct to the van. I'd love to put a new stereo in it at some point, but if I did that, I would try to find like there's companies that are making new retro style stereos that look like the old ones, but you still have Bluetooth or whatever. So I'd probably do something like that because I want to keep that kind of the old vibe. So otherwise, I'd try to find a stereo that came out in like the late 90s to early 2000s, like one of those like old Pioneers that had the dolphins that played across the screen or something like that. Find something that's got the old school vibe to it and put that in it. But for now, I just plan to leave it. Sounds fine. Sergeant Zem, good luck on your new work or your new role at work, man. You'll do great. Or ma'am, lady. Profile picture's small on there. Healy is a blind guitarist that lays the guitar in his lap. Good to know, man. I was going to, like I said, there's probably stuff that I've heard by him. I just never heard the name. All right, I think the rest of these are all Amazon packages. Rear engine chop. Yeah, it'd be cool to get one of those stereos to go in there. I'm sure you could probably still find that stuff. Hell, you could probably go to a junkyard and pull one of those at this point. It's been a long time since I've done any junkyard type of stuff, but I'd like to get back out there. I'm pretty sure our local yards, like the U-Pullets and stuff, since this van hit 30 years old, I don't think they're even accepting these anymore. Because I do watch every once in a while, I'll check to see if they've got one in, and they don't even list it on their list of like possibilities of what you can get or what they have in there anymore. And they did, you know, after I just picked this thing up, but I think their cutoff might be 30 years old. Hope it fits. If not, then Lady Quady from Cassassy Gill. Maybe it's Cassie. Cassassy Gill. Cassassy. I'm a little nervous. Hope it fits. Maybe this is the Halloween costume. It's probably going to be a raccoon. This does look like a vacuum sealed outfit. We might have to change into here. Healy was in Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. It's like vacuum sealed. Yes, this is some sort of outfit. Yes, it is a raccoon. All right. I'll see if I can put this on. This should fit. It's even got a tail on it. All right. I have to take my hoodie off because I'm sure this is going to be warm. Dang old dang. Got to be careful moving my camera so I don't kill the stream. Lady Quady's coming out.
Either your memory is failing or mine, but you did get one of those last year.
A raccoon
that
suit?
Denise that was talking about, yeah.
I got a raccoon suit?
Yeah, you were sweating your butt off during the live because you put it on in the basement.
I don't
know. In town.
I guess I got a raccoon suit last year. Maybe my memory is failing.
It probably is.
Well, now I feel bad for not even putting that thing on. I suppose I could have.
I have no idea where it's at.
Yeah, like I said, it's probably packed away. Well, this has actual feet on it. Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah, now I feel bad for forgetting that I got one last year. And of course, I got raccoons on my shirt even.
You're trashy, Michael. How many raccoon costumes does one man need?
I need all the raccoon costumes. There we go. My tail. All right. Well, thank you for this. Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad. I guess I got a costume last year. I completely forgot about that. Otherwise, I probably would have already been wearing one. It does fit, dude. That's pretty rad. Shablam. Definitely keeping it trashy now. So and it's got pockets. My raccoon costume has pockets. Rawr. I don't know what sound they make. I can't make it. Sitting on my tail. I probably shouldn't do that. Now I'm dressed for some Walmart shopping. Man, if Walmart was open 24 hours, I would 100% make you take me to Walmart after this. She'd be so embarrassed. All hail the Raccoon King, Quady. That's great. Bam, bam. That's got the big ears. It'd be cool if there was like, if these were see-through, so you could like put it down, or like it was one of those the kids have them that like zips all the way up. But there she is in the comments, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate this. And it's nice and fuzzy. I wonder if I can go outside and find some raccoons out there, become their leader. The metamorphosis is complete.
Somebody said you gotta wear that when you
Gotta wear it when I ride my motorcycle. I'll get my tail caught in the dang old chain.
You wear that, and Ray wear Ted. You guys look real nice.
Oh man. Thank you for this. Appreciate you guys. Let's see if I can put this back down a little ways without killing the dang stream. Always nervous I'm gonna like knock the cord out of this thing.
Rear engine shop said my kids just asked me why I'm watching a furry on YouTube.
I am not a furry. All right. We'll open up another one. Lady Quady's out here sitting on the lawnmower, y'all. Say hello to her if you'd like.
I tried to respond, but it doesn't say Lady Quady anymore. It says it goes back to the good life thing.
Huh.
Jenny and I both informed you that she is in fact 60 and
J-
I was 61.
Ginny's 60?
Yeah.
Oh. My wife's older sisters are older than I thought. 60 and 61. All right. There's no note in here. But we've got another electric kettle, travel folding electric kettle. So this is kind of like what I got, but this looks like it's like the silicone smushable thing. So I guess we might have one that we can just keep in the truck and one we can keep in the van. Bam. And you can see it just pops out like so. There we go. Thank you for this. Folding kettle, yeah. And it's got a plug. Just on and off. There's a thing on the back that says don't use it to shower, basically. All right. Thank you for this. This will actually, like that, the other one that I have, it's fairly, you know, I don't want to say it's small, but I don't think you could get enough water in there to like cook a thing of ramen. This one, you could probably put enough water in there to cook some ramen. It's over half a liter. And it's got a cord with it and a little bag you can stick it in. Bam, bam, shablam. Folding kettle. And then it just folds back in on itself. Like so, collapses. Space saving, dang old newfangled technology. Stick it in your thing. Keep the cord with it. I wonder if there's enough room inside for the cord. Probably not, no. But stainless steel base plate, says 304 stainless on there. That'll work nice. I've got a couple like cups like this that are the folding stuff. But I always use that little blue coffee cup that I've got with me regularly. Thank you. Appreciate it, y'all. Dang old space age, yeah.
People don't want to hear you going dumpster diving in the moonlight tonight.
Yeah, I could just wear this for a video and go dumpster diving. Yeah, why did your screen name change to that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's that is my name on Google or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's like your Google thing, but yeah. I don't know, for whatever reason it used to say Lady Quady and now it says The Good Life 8904.
Super original.
Thank you guys for making it like Christmas every month for me. What's the hecuba? I don't know what that means. I don't know if Terry Ray sent anything this month. What is this? Who sent me a GoPro? Quady, you can't have enough of these little guys. I'm running out of ideas of things to send you. You need to set up an Amazon wish list. Happy camping, buddy, from Jacob Hamilton. Jacob is always sending in the great things. He sent in the Jackery power box that's right there. That's actually powering that sign right now. He has sent in the drone. He sent in the boat cover for the boat that I completely failed to get out this year once again. That is going to have to go like as soon as the snow is off the roads. It's going to a boat shop and getting just completely gone through. So
let's see if Jacob just wants to buy it from me.
Jacob, damn, you're in the comments with a donation. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Well, let's pop this guy open. And you're right, you can never have enough of these things. If you guys are curious, this is what I film like 99% of my content with. I've got one of these. I've also got a Insta360 Ace Pro, which is basically like a copy of the GoPro. They're very similar. That's what I'm doing the live stream on because you can plug it in and use it as a web camera. But these things are like indispensable. And it's nice to have extra ones because you can stick them up in different locations. Bam, bam. Shablam. And this is like a creator's kit. Comes with a handle you can use, a couple of cords in there, a couple of dang old mounts in here. But the most important part is going to be your camera. Like I used to use a larger, like fancy camera with a detachable lens and stuff like that. And admittedly, you get a little bit of like better depth of field in what you're doing, but you start moving it around and they just shake. The image stabilization on those kind of cameras just is not great. And if you want a really wide lens, like the lenses are huge and the lens itself is going to cost more than this camera did. And then you got to buy the camera body. So it's just to be able to just pick up one of these guys. They have perfect image stabilization. You can change the width of your lens by pushing a button. They're just, these things are like, they're so great to use. Pop down wrapper off of this guy. Bam. Bam. And there you go. If you guys haven't used the GoPro in a long time or you don't know what they are, like you've got a screen on the back, maybe I can turn it on. Does it have a battery in it? Nope. There should be at least one battery in here somewhere. Yeah, right here. Well, dang, this one came with 2 batteries. I don't know if this will have a charge to it at all. Yep. So you got your screen on the back. Might be dying right away, or it's probably going to tell me I got to update it. Or do the setup. Link English, agree to the legal nonsense. Don't need the GPS on. Don't need that on right now. Don't need to do that. Oh, come on. Don't need that. Oh, it's telling me I got to put an SD card in it right now, which I don't have. But I just wanted to show you that these newer ones, they also have a screen on the front. So if you're filming yourself, you can actually see what you're doing. So you got a screen on the back and a screen on the front. The one that I'm using there, the Insta360, it doesn't have a screen on the front, but the screen flips up the back. So it's a little bit more of a pain to use. These are easier to use, I think, than the Insta360s if you guys are making videos. But the Insta360 does have a little bit better night shooting. It's a little bit better in dark, but these things work great, like no matter what you're doing. And then, you know, you can just stick this guy in your pocket. So like they are super convenient to use. So anywho, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate it. This will definitely get a lot of use. Got to turn the dang old beeps off. And you get a bunch of booklets. Oh, there's a memory card in here. Thank you for that. Came with the bundle. And the, don't need that. Shablam, shablam. And a carrying case. Between a GoPro and if you've got a phone, like a decent newer phone, it doesn't even really have to be newer, but you know, you got a decent smartphone, you can do everything with these 2 things. In fact, you can film everything on this, put the files on your phone here, edit on your phone, and upload directly from your phone. You don't have to have a laptop to do any of this kind of stuff. It obviously makes it a bit easier to be able to do it that way, but don't think that you need all that kind of nonsense if you want to put videos on YouTube. You really you can get away with using nothing but your phone. You can film on this, you can edit on this, you can upload on this, and do everything on your phone. So if you guys ever have to do anything like that, or you're ever interested in doing something on YouTube, don't think that you need a camera and a laptop and all this kind of nonsense to do this stuff. And if you want to do any kind of action shots or mount a camera to your vehicle or anything like that, GoPros work great. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate it. Yeah, Kevin C Outdoors. Yeah, GoPro and a phone cam. And like, you know, I mentioned earlier in the live stream, I love watching Cletus McFarland's videos. If you see like a lot of unless there's a camera mounted in the car, that's going to be a GoPro. He's filming everything with a phone. I think he's using an iPhone, but like him, and he's got Squirrel McNutt filming for him. You know, that's all they're using, their cell phones. You know, like so many people, that's all they're using anymore, stuff like this. So you don't have to go buy a fancy, you know, big body camera with interchangeable lenses. If you want to go down the rabbit hole, by all means do that. But you don't need that stuff in order to put stuff on YouTube. Yeah, this is a S24 Ultra. I am not a furry. Billsville, man. Sorry to hear about your loss. I'm glad that I can bring the good vibes to you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you watching. Okay, we need that on t-shirt too. Me standing here in this outfit, And on the bottom, just screaming, "I'm not a furry." Yeah, I do. I feel bad that I completely forgot that I got that raccoon outfit last year.
Do you remember now?
I remember now that you said it. Like I can remember sitting in the basement at the old house, and yeah, I was getting sweaty sitting in that thing. I packed that away because that was in October and we moved here in November. I packed it away and I haven't seen it since, and which is why like I didn't even think about it. So now I've got 2 raccoon outfits. Now I want to make Greg put one on. So instead of the Ted suit, we're just 2 raccoons wandering around having a good time. All right. This looks fancy too. What is this? Is that a pair of shoes? Happy 15 from Kevin. Must be from, I would assume it's from our Kevin. Could be wrong.
If it says happy 15, probably.
This looks like a pair of shoes for my homie Kevin. No, these are glasses. Like fancy crystal, it looks like. Yeah, these are crystal glasses from a friend of ours. He sent them to my P.O. box. So my homie Kevin, he's been in a couple of videos. He actually performed my wife and I's wedding ceremony. He got his internet wedding license or whatever and did our wedding for us. I'm a little nervous to take these out of the box because I don't want to drop them. Oh, there's a cover on there. We have fancy crystal cups. Check that out. It's going to be like my wife's new favorite milk glass. She's got to have a glass of milk every night before she goes to bed.
It's good to take my pills with.
Yeah. Well, thanks to the homie Kevin for grabbing us some crystal. We are definitely moving up in the
That
world.
might be our only
This
crystal.
is probably the only crystal that we
I
own.
think if somebody gave us a crystal bowl for our wedding, one of your aunts.
Oh. Cabin Life with Cam. You're in Wisconsin and might come check out that cave. That was awesome. Love the videos. It's definitely worth a trip to check it out. I know you guys have a lot of caves in Wisconsin also. I actually got one marked down on map somewhere that you can camp in. Like it's open to camping inside the cave. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I think it's kind of a little bit west of Milwaukee area. So yeah, and then you get into like the driftless area of like southwestern Wisconsin, and then I'm pretty sure there's a few caves in northeastern Iowa also, but we got some crystal.
I'm gonna take that inside.
Yeah, take this in so I don't break it. Waterford crystal from Ireland. Fancy, fancy. Grab that with both hands. All right. The legal kind. What are we talking in here? Is Terry Ray in the chat? Is Terry okay? I haven't heard from Terry. Like, it does make me nervous now that nothing that has come in is from Terry. But if I remember right, in the last live, he said that his doctor had cleared him. His cancer was good. I think he said he was finished with chemo for the time. So we shall see. Yeah, they might be expensive glasses, Lone Wolf, but Kevin's the homie. We've known him for years. My wife grew up going to school with him. Go to Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. I think I might have marked that one down already. Now I got to check. Maribel Caves. I think that rings a bell. No, I didn't have Mammoth. Oh yeah, I do. I've got Mammoth Caves marked down. I do not have Maribel Caves marked down, but I will save that one. See if I can figure out which one that was quick. Maybe it was, I feel like it was Wisconsin that I had that marked at. Maybe it's somewhere else. There's Eagle Cave in Wisconsin. They have tours. I don't know if that's the one that you can camp in, though. Maybe the one I'm thinking of that you can camp in is in Iowa. You can camp at the cave. It says they have Boy Scout troops camp in the cave, but this guy's not sure if anybody can, but it's always good to contact the people. Like just with the Robbers Cave, like I didn't think for 1 second they were going to let me camp in there. And I didn't have a Halloween video ready for you guys. So I called them on Monday. I called Joel, the guy that gave me the tour, and Joel's not the owner of the caves. He's the tour guide, and he's worked with them for years now. And I was like, I told him what I do, and I was like, I got a wild question for you. Like, can I sleep in the cave tonight? And he's like, you know, probably you're gonna have to pay the tour rate for every hour that you're in the cave. But if it's just you, you know, it shouldn't be a big deal. So he had to call the owners of the cave and get an okay with them. Then he called me back and he got the information on my YouTube channel so he could show it to the owners. And then he called me back again and he's like, yeah, man, we can do it. And so I met up with him there. It was it was later in the evening. As you guys saw me walking in, it was already dark, but it gets dark at 6:30 right now, 7. And you know, he let me do my thing, man. So that was really cool. So sometimes the best thing you can do is just call and ask and see if you can make something like that happen, you know? And then there's also here in Nebraska, and it's one I was going to try to check it out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I didn't get out there, but there is a chalk mine. I think it's like 3 hours away from me. So it's not a cave, it's a mine. But they mine chalk out of it and they do tours and stuff. And I'm pretty sure you can camp on the property. I don't think you can camp in the cave, but I might reach out to them and see if they'd let me do that. You know, that's also something like I mentioned in the cave video that you guys watching and making this stuff happen for me definitely provides me with more opportunities. So I gotta once again say thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right. Hey, I thought I'd send you this when you show up to a campsite and the grate is dirty or non-existent. Also enjoy some making a boil and bag rice and nor rice that only needs water to cook and is perfect serving size. From Tobias. So this looks like some rice, and yeah, we've got some bags of rice in here. What is this? So we've got cilantro lime rice, and I think this might be the same. No, this is different. Chicken flavor fried rice. A box of that, and boil and bag rice. This is what he was talking. I was like, what is he talking about? Boil and bag rice. Boil in the bag. 6. Oh, there's 6 little bags in here. and you just stick this in a pot of boiling. You stick the bag in a pot of boiling water. Shablam. Thank you for the rice, Tobias. Cilantro lime rice and chicken fried rice. We got to think of something to do with some rice. They got ingredients on here. Pineapple and chicken fried rice. That looks tasty. And cilantro chicken burrito bowl. Shablam. Thank you for the rice, Tobias. I appreciate it. This will definitely burrito. It's good with a curry. Have I done anything with curry on the channel? Other than maybe like some ramen curry or something like that I may have had. I don't know if I've ever done any like Indian style meals like that. Billsville, I used Adobe Premiere. It works. That's just what I started with the edit, and that's all I use. And since they have like Photoshop and all that stuff, that's what I use on my computer. Kathy, yeah, I've never heard of the boil and bag stuff. We'll definitely give that stuff a try. My favorite truck meal, I don't know. I like the ramen burrito is probably the best. I like anything that you can put in a tortilla and roll up or whatever. You know, it's like I said in the last Willet burrito, it's like the perfect food delivery device. But I love me some ramen and beans and rice and stuff like that. Anything like that in a tortilla is great. But I'll eat, as you guys can see, I'll eat pretty much anything. I kind of feel like for the last video, the cave video, I bought that mackerel in the tin. They had like octopus or squid or something in the tin, and I was so close to buying that, but I've had squid sushi and I thought that was horrible, so I was like, man, I'm gonna be hungry in there. I don't know if I want to buy that and just go hungry, but I definitely need to hit up World Market more because there's so many cool things in there that I've never tried. So we're gonna definitely do more of that, and we'll try some weird stuff like that coming up too. Courtney, I mean, I've had sushi, like I've bought sushi or whatever before and had the wasabi that comes with it. A couple months back, somebody did send in, we've done a wasabi horseradish. And then somebody sent in like, I think it's like a wasabi powder where you make your own paste. I have not tried that yet, but I've had wasabi before. Your favorite band meal was the horseradish. And then there's been a couple of horseradishes that were sent in like 2 or 3 months ago at this point that they were supposed to be refrigerated and they were both rotten when they got here. And I still need to order those. I am going to reorder those and do a video with those. So to the guys that sent those in, I have not forgot about that stuff. But I also don't want to order those and then they sit here forever in the fridge and I don't get to them in time. So it's like sometimes I got to think about that stuff before I order it. Courtney, the P.O. box should be in the video description. It's in all my video descriptions. 337 Lee, you like the sardines video? There's a lot of people that didn't like that one, but I thought it was decent, man. I've got some weird taste buds, I guess, but I can find a good taste in about anything too. If you guys didn't like if you didn't see the sardines video, I don't remember where I was at, and I think maybe it started raining or something, and I didn't end up cooking over the fire. So I had a can of beans that I had in my truck, or I was in the van, maybe. I don't even remember. Pretty sure it was the truck. I don't know. And I had a can of sardines, so I mixed the sardines and the beans, called it sardines, and I smashed them, and they were great. Harold Myers, the chili tamale meal you made looked great. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. I actually bought another can of tamales, and I plan to make that one for the wife. No sardine poor boys? Why not? You don't like sardine sandwiches? I love me some sardines, man. Love me some sardines. I didn't like my dad ate them growing up, and I thought they smelled horrible and I would never try them. And then I had them and I was like, he knew what he was doing. I love them. The smell isn't the greatest, but I do love me some sardines. You guys want to see more horseradish stuff, huh? Maybe we need to try to do a Willet burrito and use something that's got horseradish in there. Matthew, what made me want to start truck camping? Love the videos. Keep up the great work. Prior to the truck camping, so I bought this truck in like February of 2010. It's a 2009. It was a leftover. And at that time, I was doing motorcycle camping. I didn't have the topper on this. And then I started doing a lot more camping, and I was trying to get the wife out to do more camping. And I took her motorcycle camping once because she had her own motorcycle. My wife has owned like 3 different motorcycles. She doesn't have one anymore. But I took her out once and she's like, man, I'm done sleeping in a tent. And I was, we kind of looked at campers and stuff, and I didn't want to drag around a big camper for anything. And so I found a topper, and I was like, we can put the beds in here. It's basically like an upgrade from a tent. It gets you off the ground. Everything is all set up. And that's what we did. There is a video on the channel showing it. I think it's just called How I Camp with 2 People or something like that. But I have an identical bed for the passenger side. And then there's a little bit of space in the middle so you can still sit up and put your feet down. Because I think those ones where it's just a straight platform and you're just stuck in there and you can't really sit up are kind of a bummer. So the beds were identical. And yeah, you could sit up and then we could push them together if we wanted to. I didn't have the little plastic thing in there at that time. That was in the back seat of the truck. But yeah, we put it on there and we went on like a 2-week road trip right after we did that. So that was in 2015. And so it was just a way to get out of a tent. Everything was prepared. But since I obviously do a lot less motorcycle camping than I was doing or in general. And now I've gotten used to how comfortable this stuff is. And back out in a tent and do things like that. But it's always a good experience. It's just, you're in something like this, the sound deadening is so much better. Like you don't hear all the bugs and everything and every twig or whatever. So when you get outside and you sleep in a tent now, for me, it's a whole lot harder to fall asleep. D Silva, I've done jambalaya. Robin, no. Sardines and hot sauce. Smoked oyster and ramen burrito. That actually sounds kind of decent, and I can get the oysters in the little tins, so it wouldn't be anything crazy. Harold Myers, yeah, that habanero tuna was spicy, and there's obviously some new folks watching the content because they're like, "Oh man, you finally met your match with something hot." But I have definitely had hotter. There was the video I made, and I used Steve-O from Jackass. If you guys know what I'm talking about, he had a hot sauce called I think it was called Butthole Destroyer, which that stuff was really hot, and that got me. And then there's I don't even remember what I cooked in the video, but I think part of the title was like the hottest hot sauce yet, or the hottest sauce yet, or something like that. That was, I think it was a truck camping at a snow-covered flooded campground might have been the name of that, because there was snow on the ground, but there was also these big spots that were flooded with water. Whatever I had in that video was super hot. I've had some hot sauces that were definitely hotter than that burrito was, but it's been a minute since I've tried anything really spicy. Reaper hot sauces. Yeah, I've had plenty of that stuff. Tracy Perry, it kind of goes in and out sometimes. Everything is clear on my end. I think these are only up to like 720p anyways, but make sure you have your resolution turned up all the way on whatever your screen you're watching. These are never going to be as clear as they are in like a regular video that I make. It's just part of the live streaming experience. I don't know if there's any kind of settings on here that I can change to actually stream in like 1080p, but I'm pretty sure it's limited to 720. I don't know. All right, last package, y'all. That glue didn't stick on that tape very well. Oh, the feed's pixelated, huh? Atmospheric disturbance from ghosties. Yeah, sorry guys. It'll do that sometimes. There's nothing I can do about it on my end. Quady, it would be fun for you and Lady Quady to do a Hot Ones challenge on your November live stream. Enjoy, buddy, and buckle up from Jacob Hamilton. Well, there's about zero chance you're going to get Lady Quady to do anything like that. She is not going to eat a bunch of different hot sauces. But I will try them. Hopefully they're not broken, because I can almost smell how spicy it is. I don't know if this Hot Ones does have a challenge thing, but yes, this is a Hot Ones box or heat mist. Hot Ones, the official sauces. And I am a little worried, man. It does smell like something, and it's wet on the back. We're not wet, but it's like, it does smell like something is broken in here. Yeah, that did not travel well. One of these completely shattered. There's plenty of good ones in here, but one of them busted open and gooped all over everything. They definitely, like, this is supposed to be bent over. I don't know. Truth or dab. There's a sauce. That one's not bad. The Bomb Evolution completely shattered the top of it off of there. And I don't know if that's the rules. Yeah, however, they obviously didn't pack this very well for shipping. Oh, there's a bunch of them in here. Have to wash these off. Try not to get it all over everywhere. But yeah, I could smell it as soon as I opened the box up. Damn, Jacob. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, bummer that it broke. But it is what it is. It's the risk of glass in the mail, I suppose. But we've got all the sauces here. I know I've tried a couple of these, and I'm pretty sure I've tried the Bomb hot sauce, but this looked to be a new one. Yeah, it's completely empty. Just broke the top of it right off of there. And then I don't know if oh, this was the list of what was in there. I'll have to get these cleaned off. The rest of these are fine. Some of these look good. Hawaiian hot teas. Hot Ones Tropical Amarillo. Karma sauce. The Last Dab Thermageddon. Heat level of 11 out of 10. Yeah, don't rub my face now because I've got it all over my fingers. Neil's Real Deal Chimichurri Habanero. Hot Ones Sriracha. That one needs cleaned off. This one, what is that? Chili Lengua de Fuego. That one looks different. Dawson's hot sauce coffee date. So it must have like a coffee flavor to it. And then we've got Crema Matcha hot sauce, chili de arbol, and avocado oil, roasted garlic, Peruvian peppers with toasted sesame seeds. Well, I appreciate it, Jacob. Thank you for this. Definitely a bunch more sauces to try. And I do have it all over my fingers, so I cannot touch my face. Yeah, bummer they broke, but these things happen. I'm not super mad about it. Yeah, one bottle out of, what is that? 1 out of 10 ain't bad. And then we've got a truth or dab. So this must be like, yeah, it's like a little card game where you answer a question or you have to take a dab of the sauce. Who here would you hesitate to lend money to and why? We'll have to see. I see if I can find somebody to do this with me. Old Greg's not going to do it. I could probably get Kelvin to do it, but I haven't seen Kelvin in a minute. So we'll see what we can make happen. But there we go. We got a bunch of sauces. And I'm not going to move these around too much because I don't want it all over my beautiful plastic table with a sheet on the top of it that I use as a desk. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what up with Terry Ray. I think on one of the lives he said it might have been his wife was like, dang, you're sending him more stuff. Maybe he got scolded into not sending anything in, but hopefully he's doing all right. I do have his address. Yeah, I'm not going to touch anything with this hand till we're done with this one, but I suppose it's getting late. I should probably end this one out anyways, y'all. It's 10 o'clock here and I'm starting to sweat with wearing my raccoon costume. Thank you for the costume. Sorry that I forgot that I had one from last year. I feel kind of dumb about that. But yeah, hit the thumbs up button if you guys are watching, especially on the regular videos. I really appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button. You can still thumbs up the video on your TV if you're watching on your TV and read the comments and look at the video description, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff on your TV, I would appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button and all that nonsense. Thank you to you guys for watching the videos, man. It means the world to me. I'm pretty sure over this course of the last month, we hit 143,000 subscribers. So continuing to grow. Guess maybe I can give you a little bit of stats without getting hot sauce all over my phone. This is the last 28 days. They always show you the last 28 days. Just over 1 million views on the channel. See if I can just do it by October. Just over 1,059 new subscribers. See if I can actually look at the views for October. 1,169,132 views. And let's see about watch time. 203,238 hours of watch time. So really appreciate you guys for supporting what we're doing here, what I'm doing, and letting me live my dream. And it's awesome that you guys enjoy watching the videos and going on the adventures with me. I try to show you some cool stuff. You know, as always, if you guys have ideas, put them in the comments on the videos. I try to read every single comment and get back to as many of them as I can. And yeah, I guess hopefully in November we get ourselves some snow coming here shortly. I've got a little bit of a road trip that I've got an idea for coming up. And if you missed it, I did say that I got a new mattress for the truck. So I'm going to get working on building a new bed and stuff for the back of that. So that'll be coming. And then we should have a video out for you guys Sunday evening at 6 o'clock cornfield time. So yeah, new videos every Thursday and Sunday. And appreciate you guys. Be nice to your neighbors. Do something cool. Keep the positive thoughts and positive vibes going on. And do what you can do every day to live your dreams. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.